Amen. Shabbat shalom, everybody. Please be seated. So in the Shabbat flyer of yesterday, which I know most of you got by email, I posted a question to you. I asked you that is Facebook a vile source of disinformation, sowing discord and impacting elections? Or is it a friendly place where you see lots of cat pictures, your friends' vacation photos, funny memes, and some news? Facebook has got a lot of bad press lately because of testimony from whistleblower Francis Hogan. Hogan revealed that Facebook's algorithms put a big premium on the angry emoji. One angry emoji was given 5 times as much weight as a like. The power of the angry emoji contributed to the spread of misinformation, low-quality information, and toxic exchanges. Okay, so the question is, why would Facebook do that? And the answer is, of course, is to make money. That's what they're in business for, to make money. Users who are more engaged with Facebook tend to click on more ads. Every click is worth money. An angry emoji shows engagement. A comment also shows greater engagement than a like. But that's just the algorithm. Even with those algorithms, you don't have to have a news feed filled with hate and misinformation. There's a simple way to fix it. You see, an article that gets you angry, don't bother commenting on it. The chances are very good that you're not going to change someone's mind with an angry comment. If you really want to respond, send a private message to the person who posted it. If you spend your time on Facebook clicking the angry button and writing inflamed comments on the articles that push your buttons, Facebook will dutifully feed up more of those provocative articles that have been shown to have a higher likelihood of misinformation. And if you spend your time on Facebook hiding angry posts when they come your way, and liking loving cat pictures, nature pictures, loving your friends' vacation photos, and commenting mazel tov when someone shares good news, you'll see more of those posts. And your Facebook feed will be a much more pleasant place for you to spend time. So remember, don't click the emoji. If you really don't like it, if you're really angry, go to the top right corner where there's 3 dots and push the hide post. This is a lesson that applies not only in Facebook. I want to tell you of a story that's told of a man who was considering moving to a new town. And he decided before he moves to the new town, he's going to consult the rabbi of the new town to find out what it was like to live there. And so he goes to the rabbi and he says to the rabbi, please tell me, what are the people in this town like? And the rabbi sat back in his chair and he stroked his beard like all Hasidic rabbis do. And he said, first tell me about the people where you live now. What are they like? And the man said, oh, Rabbi, they're terrible. They're a bunch of conniving crooks. They're liars. They're cheats. They're mean. They're unfriendly. And the rabbi sighed. And he said, I suspect you're going to find pretty much the same here. Now, that town must have been enjoying a boom because another man was considering moving to the very same town. And he also decided to check with the rabbi. And he came to the rabbi and he said, Rabbi, tell me, what are the people like in Schnippischtick? And the rabbi replied with the same question. First, tell me about the people where you live now. And he said, the people where I live now, Kenai Nahara, they're wonderful people, they're kind, they're generous, they take care of each other, they're welcoming. And the rabbi said, you know, I suspect you're going to find pretty much the same here in this town. Now, this story is alluded to actually in our prayers that we say 3 times a day. It's found in the 3rd paragraph of the Shema. The 3rd paragraph of the Shema, what do we say? We say, V'lo taturu acharei levavachem v'acharei einechem asher atem zonim achareihem. And you shall not turn aside after your hearts and after your eyes that will lead you astray. Now, in the Midrash Sifrei, it is taught, I'm going to read you what it says. It said, this teaches us that the eyes follow the heart, lest you think the heart follows the eyes. There are blind people who commit very abominable sins in the world. Now, I think of this teaching when I see the Haredi world. I don't know if you've been following what's been going on in Israel with the Neshot HaKotel, with the women of the war. Terrible what's gone on this week there. But also I think back to the Haredi world who insist on ridiculous levels of modesty. Not only must women be dressed modestly, nothing wrong with that, men don't shake hands with women. And pictures of women are forbidden. I don't know if any of you remember, but when in the United States, when the former Secretary of State was Hillary Clinton, Haredi newspapers in Israel photoshopped her out of the pictures. Now, they're so afraid of having their desires inflamed by even innocent dealings with women. But you know what the teaching from the Midrash I just read you shows? It shows that they're looking in the wrong direction. Their hearts must be horribly distorted if a handshake or a fully clothed picture could drive them to distraction and lead them to sin. If they worked on their hearts instead of working on controlling women, they wouldn't have to worry about engaging with society in a normal way. And perhaps this was also a problem that Isaac struggled with. In this week's parasha, in Parashat Toldot, it's the only parasha that's primarily about Isaac. In this week's parasha, what does he do? He redigs his father's wells. And he also remakes his father's mistakes. When there's a famine, and he goes to the king of the Philistines in Gerar, Isaac does exactly the same thing that his father Abraham did in Egypt with Pharaoh. What does he do? He assumes that the people are wicked. He assumes that the people would kill him if they knew that he was married to Rebekah, so they could have her for themselves. And so he passes off Rebekah as his sister. Do you remember the story with Abraham and Sarah? Just as Abraham passed Sarah off as his sister. And Avimelech, king of the Philistines, had no such intent. And when he found out about the deception, he said, Ma asita lanu? What have you done to us? Someone might have inadvertently slept with your wife and brought guilt on us, not knowing that she was your wife. So why did Isaac make that assumption? Was it what he was looking for? Was it what he was expecting? In Facebook lingo, was he engaged with that idea? And as we say in the Shema, the eyes follow the heart, and you'll find what you want to find. There's a very famous parable about an invisible gardener, and it's from British philosopher John Wisdom. I don't know if anybody of you have read his works. And in this parable, two people look at a garden. One points to the weeds and said, there must not be anyone attending to this garden. And the other one points to the flowers and says, look at those beautiful flowers. Surely there's a gardener who takes care of them. If you look at the world trying to find proof for the existence of God, you'll find it all over the place. And if you look at the world trying to prove that God does not exist, you'll find plenty of proof for that too, because the eyes follow the heart. The same advice I gave for how to improve the quality of your Facebook feed, hide the stuff that gets you angry, engage with the stuff that you enjoy, applies to life. Look for the good. Look for the positive. Look for the beautiful. And you'll find God serving it up to you in abundance. All it is a case of is opening your eyes, looking and wanting to find the good. Shabbat shalom. Thank you. Thank you. I want to just to take